The initiatives that we started out last year, one of them was looking at those key match incidents that affect the outcome of the game, those critical match incidents. And I think it's very, very important that we keep that momentum going. It's very important that our officials are focused on those critical decisions, such as the send-offs, such as the penalty kicks or the second yellow card. And as a group, as a support team now, we have in place the various statistics, the various video dimensions to be able to analyse every game and every critical match decision. And collectively as a group then we analyse it, we talk about it, and we come to a consensus so that as a group the officials are really focused on those decisions that are changing decisions of the game. We will still make mistakes, that's the nature of the game. What we're about is to limit those mistakes as best we can and in the background continue putting in those 96-97% of decisions that we get right anyway. Unfortunately in the game that we officiate we're only judged with that one decision, and that one decision can either be right or wrong. Our game in pro is to make sure we home in on those decisions so that we're looking at those critical ones that are game changing. Support staff have been, run ragged the last 2 months or so. People think that the last 2 months has been spent doing pretty much nothing, but of course that's when all the preparation happens for the new season ahead, and that's when we say prior preparation prevents problems and all this business. Well, of course that rings true for pro as well, and the support staff have been very good. There have been tournaments happening throughout the world in this close season. Brian Hall and Paul Rogier have already been to Jamaica looking at various tournaments over there where some of our pro officials performed as well, and performed very well. So whilst the domestic scene may have been quiet for the past 2 or 3 months, internationally it's been happening all around us. The support staff in terms of Matt Hawkey and his sports scientist team, they have had to put together the programme for events this year coming through. They've had to put bespoke programmes for individual officials to make sure they're ready for their fitness test. And so yes, they're excited as well now that their work is now coming to fruition. We've got our pre-season camp. We have a pre-season camp for all our officials down in Pasadena at the end of this month, beginning of February. And it's at that camp really that we get that buzz again, we get that feel, we get that sense of anticipation. We have a fitness test which everybody looks forward to, or not. But once that's out the way, we can then delve into the education side of the programme. We can delve into the initiatives that we're looking for this year. We can go through various plays with individuals, and I think everybody goes away from that camp really G'd up and ready for that season. And then we go into the pre-season games themselves where they can hone their skills, they can get their boots on again, they can get that bit of cobweb out of their system in preparedness for that first kick of the match in early March. We mentioned earlier on in this interview the challenges ahead, and of course we have various challenges on the international scene as well, and great challenges as well. The Women's World Cup being held north of the border in Canada. It's fantastic exposure, exposure for the officials, and of course exposure for the game. But with exposure comes more expectations. You see, we've got the Gold Cup, on our continent this year. We've got the U20s happening down in New Zealand. Again, great exposure, and we hope to have officials operating on those competitions, and those bring with it the exposure that we long for. However, when it comes, we're always hopeful that we perform very well.